Welcome to VS Code server-side editing versus client-side editing. In this video, I will give a quick overview of the two different options and some benefits as well as examples of using them. Learning Services already has videos describing how to configure these environments, so I will not discuss configuration details in this video. To start, server-side editing is similar to editing code using InterSystems Studio. Code is stored on the server directly in the database. These files are fetched from the server and presented to the user, and modifications made to files are saved directly into the database. Next, we have client-side editing, where the files are stored directly on your local file system. VS Code works with these local files and sends the files to the connected instance for compilation. Let's look at some benefits to these two options. Note that not all of these benefits are exclusive to each connection type, but they may be more convenient. Additionally, these actions are not limited to just VS Code. Server-side editing can be used to access systems with established code bases where you may want to view existing code or do some debugging on it. This can be a useful option if you have many servers that you connect to, but you do not want to maintain a local copy of the code for each server. Another reason is that the code on these servers could potentially be modified by other people regularly. Here is a convenient example of using server-side editing to view generated cache query code. First, we'll connect to Docker. We'll open a SQL shell and we'll run a select statement. We see that this was generated as cached query class user class 2, and we will refresh our list of classes. We'll find SQLCQ, and here we can see our int code for this specific query that we ran. Next, client-side editing can be useful if you're writing custom code that you do want to maintain a local copy of on your own file system. One benefit of this is that it allows you to access the files offline. These local files then can easily be integrated with third-party source control systems like Git. Here is an example of using client-side editing to test some custom code against two different versions of InterSystems Iris running in two separate containers. This could also be done using locally installed instances, AWS, or a mix of these options. First, we'll open a Docker session to our currently running instance. And let's make sure that the class over here runs. Great. We can now shut down this Docker container and start up our 2023 version. Now that we have 2023 running, we can connect to it. And we'll notice on the left-hand side that we no longer have our package.class that exists on this system. So what we can do is we can right-click, import and compile, refresh, now we see it's here, and simply run our test again. And we see here that it is now run in 2023. Obviously, there are many other differences and benefits for each connection type, so please also consider sharing your best practices.